What's this? Tobin arrives home from work and finds a piece of paper on the ground and looks around quizzically. What the fuck? Tobin progresses to his living room where a mysterious stranger is waiting anxiously for him. Oh, it's Yoko! You're not so mysterious. How you doing, baby? Oh, I got another piece of paper. Tobin sits down on the couch and looks to his right and finds a tasty treat. Oh shit! Beer! Haha! Alright. Oh, wait. One more. Wonder if Dragon Quest IX came out early. Tobin has no idea that in his bathroom there's an axe murderer waiting to kill him, stuff his body, and use him as a sex pillow. Shit!
Tobin is the most gullible person I have ever met. Isn't that right, Yoko? Ah! Come on, bitch.
Hello and welcome back. This is episode 193 of NooBTooB, a weekly independent podcast where we are doing all sorts of crazy stuff.
You're a dick.
Reading notes, writing notes.
Tricking me. I played so much Alan Wake that I was gullible and Yuzo's an ass.
Yoko is a very nice girl, I must say. She's a lot of fun.
This show's taken a strange turn lately.
I know.
Like, there's a little bit too much love pillow in our show.
A little bit.
But she's not guest hosting this week, so people can't get too creeped out. I promise. That
apparently, dude, our views actually upticked due to the boobies. So you were right.
I knew it. I knew that boobies would be the secret sauce. Like if only you know what we need to do. What? Breast implants.
Fuck. You're
Me
right.
and you, breast implants, low cut tops, movies.
Maybe a little. Yeah, no, probably not.
No.
But I am Yuzo Watanabe,
and I'm Tobin Kozire, and this week we are talking about Alan Wake, Split Second Velocity, and Blur. We're doing the racing double team action.
Compare.
And Puzzle Quest 2.
Wow, yes. And of course we have a bunch of new releases.
Yes.
We have Crackdown 2 coming out, or actually just came out a couple days ago. Sniper : Ghost Warrior.
Sniper : I get that after a burrito.
I know. It's a little rough. Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 Portable. It's on the PSP. Monkey Island 2 Special Edition, LeChuck's Revenge, and Blacklight Tango Down. Kind of a busy week.
It is. It is a busy week, and then
But yeah, let's get started.
Thankfully, finally, we've got some games coming out. It's touch and go for the next couple weeks. Like
why? Because of all the old ass games we're going to be reviewing.
Yes, but they're dribbling out the new ones, right? There's like Crackdown 2 this week. Next week, there's Dragon Quest 9. Next week, I don't know anything after that.
StarCraft 2. That's actually
right.
next week after that.
But it's getting thin. It's getting thin.
Like, last half of July and first half of August, it's dead.
Yeah.
So we're going to be covering iPad games. I've already played at least 2 or 3.
Yep.
If you guys have any good Flash games you want to recommend?
Yeah, someone actually just called in. I don't think their voicemail made it in, but they were recommending some Flash games for us. Some cool stuff on like Cartoon Network. Yeah, Adult Swim ones. So, I mean, if you guys got games that we missed, especially on the iPad, on the web, whatever, free would be nice, but we'll pay for games if we have to.
Or games that we didn't review that came out in the past, 3 months or so.
Yes.
Let us know which ones you guys want to see.
Absolutely, but let's get started. Alan Wake!
Man, this is an old-ass game.
I'm going to use my super flashlight on your wine.
Flare. Jeez. This game is all about light.
Yeah.
Light and darkness.
Let's just very quickly say, don't tell us on YouTube that this is old, because Yuzo had a fucking kid, so shut up.
Dude, we were this close to reviewing Alan Wake.
We were going to review this like a month ago, and then,
I got a phone call.
Yuzo's like, oh, I got to have a kid. I was like, you're so selfish.
I know.
You wouldn't think about the show.
I know, I could have stayed, but the water had broken, so unfortunately I had to
So we know that these games are old, but we played them, and we're going to review them. Eat a dick.
Yes.
So
Alan Wake. This is kind of like, this got a lot of big buzz.
Yeah.
We played the demo.
Yes.
We saw all the cool stuff they're doing with light, where you're going around in your forest. I liked it, man. I was a big fan of the demo.
So the whole story is that you are a writer, kind of Stephen King style writer. Yeah. You end up on vacation with your wife. And bad shit happens.
Yeah, well, it's just the intro, so that your wife disappears.
Right.
And then you're trying to figure out what happened to her.
Right.
And during the course of the game, you're picking up these manuscript pages which tell you what's going to happen.
Right. So you're a writer, and you're finding kind of book notes.
Right?
Yeah, you're a writer in the game, and then you're finding notes kind of written to yourself in first person.
Yeah.
Like about what's happening.
Like Alan does this, Alan finds this, and
But so what's the big gameplay mechanic?
The gameplay mechanic is all about light, right? Yeah. So you the monsters that you're fighting are all called the Darkness, but it's not to be confused with the actual game, the Darkness.
Or the band The Darkness.
I believe in a thing called love. Just yeah. That actually, if you put all three together, that would
Darkness.
Be So the whole point is, like, you use light to damage them. You have a gun too, so you have to use the light to weaken them to a point where your gun actually does damage. Right. Shotguns and all this.
And if you make it to light, if you make it to circles of light, they can't come in. If you light a flare, you can fuck them up.
Yes, the most powerful weapon in the game is a flare gun.
Flare gun. The first game ever where that's been true. It's like normally like pew, flare gun. No, not this one. This one, the flare gun's a goddamn rocket launcher.
Yeah, the big flare gun game I remember back in the day. Do you remember Play Descent?
Yeah.
So the flare you actually use to guide if you're in a dark area, but you could use the flare against other people and it would do like this amount of damage.
Exactly. So like finally the flare gun has had its day.
We had actually a guy he was called Flare Guy.
Yeah.
All he would use is the flare gun. It was awesome.
That's like those douchebags that'll always kill me with a knife.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
much.
you?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, so this one, like, flare gun's really powerful. The weapon system is great.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the whole the play with the light and guns, I actually kind of enjoy it.
I do too.
And they have a lot of combat. This is where it starts getting into some of the complaints that I have about this game.
Well, so let me just start out saying when I put this game in, the first 3 hours that I played of this game, I was peeing my pants.
Wasn't it awesome?
Like there was a lot of really nicely paced switching off between story and action. There was a lot of surprises. Not too many puzzles.
Well, you know what I mean? Like find something in a corner puzzle.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, like it was one of these things where I was talking to you online about it too, where I was like, dude, this is the shit. Like, it's totally innovative. It's this new kind of story playing style, reminding me a little bit of Dead Space with just kind of like the atmosphere.
A little bit of Heavy Rain. You can definitely feel this narrative force really early in the game.
And it was done in a way that I hadn't seen before. You know, it really pulled me through the story like I felt like I was in Misery, or I felt like I was in a Stephen King movie. Yeah,
the foreshadowing trick they do with the pages, it creeps you out.
Yeah.
And like, if anything, the best thing this game does is creep you out.
Absolutely.
With the sound, with all the different things. Like, no matter how many times you fight these Darkness guys, every time they come up, I get, ooh, shit. Mm-hmm. Right? They do a really
because
they
come, like, some will be fast, some will be slow, some will be really big and strong.
Yep.
So it's like
some will be like
you're running the flashlight and running backwards, and like their little health thing is just moving really slowly. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna die. So
what happens?
So what happens? What happens is the game starts to rely too much on you're in a forest, bunch of dudes around. You're in a forest, bunch of dudes around. Like, the story starts getting spaced farther and farther apart where plot elements aren't happening. Well, it's almost forest fight.
Yeah, it's like they basically say, like, okay, we're going to do all this cool stuff with a lot of dialogue, and then for the rest of the game, the story is told through manuscript pages.
Right.
You don't always find all of the manuscript pages.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You have to search for them.
Exactly. And you're just like, have some more cutscenes, you know, have some more kind of movies. And so the funny thing that I found about this was the pacing was so weird because I would just get fed up. I'm like, fuck you, I've been force fight, and then I would get to like the lunatic asylum, or I'd get to these things where suddenly the stage, there's like this rock stage where you're fighting with the fucking spotlights and the fireworks and stuff.
Genius. It's one of the best set pieces I've seen in the game. Yeah.
So they kind of fuck with you where it's just like you finally get to this point where it's like you're fighting this big dark bulldozer.
Yeah.
Just little things where I'm like, oh, this game's cool again.
But they put like seriously, like there's 6 chapters in this game. Each chapter is like 2 to 3 hours to go through.
Right.
And seriously, 2.5 hours of it is walking through the same shitty forest that you've seen, and then it gets all kind of weird. Shit comes after you. It gets kind of weird. Shit comes after you. Ooh, there's a page.
Gets kind of weird. Rocks come up from the ground and throw themselves at you. It's like, oh no, it's a dark rock. Oh no, it's a dark branch. It's a dark railroad tie. Run for your life.
It's a dark, big wooden thing that holds wire. Right?
Yeah.
Like you fight so many of them.
No, not the dark crate.
So, like, yeah, it's just like, I really, like, if they just cut it back a bit.
Yeah.
And, like, I really wonder why they made the chapter so long, because, you know, they're definitely shooting for, like, a DLC kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because they're making it all episodic and
Add
stuff.
more
It's
chapters,
like,
buy more chapters, yeah. But you're right. I mean, the thing is like, each of those chapters, if they'd kind of cut it down to an hour and make this game like a 7-hour game instead of a 14 or 20-hour game that it ends up being.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah. But that is definitely my biggest complaint about it is after a while you're like, I fucking get it. Right? Like, I get it.
I'm scared enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, like peace.
I don't, the 7,000th time I kill a dude in the forest running at me, I don't feel like I've gotten better at it, right? It's just like shine the flashlight.
Well, I get better at it, and then it's not a challenge anymore.
Yes.
So I actually get less scared. But it's interesting because, like, I'll go through an area, I'll be like, oh, shit! And somebody comes from me, I'm like, I've seen those guys before.
Yeah.
And I quickly lose the fear.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, like, and the thing is at the very beginning, what they do is this really interesting thing where you meet a person.
Yeah.
And then that person gets inhabited with the darkness.
Keep doing that?
And they become a boss.
Yeah.
And it's like, but
that's what happened once.
That stops. It stops. And you're just like, but that was how you were going to tell me the story. Like, I understood that. There's one character that is on the radio, and, like, he kind of narrates the game.
Yeah,
I was like,
I thought he was going to play this huge role.
Exactly. Like, why isn't he in there more? Why wasn't he a boss? Like, I know we're giving a bunch of spoilers, but
kinda. But it's just
really.
like, yeah, like you see him and then he goes away, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That was a totally wasted opportunity.
Exactly. So, like, they kept teasing us with what could have been a good game, and instead it ends up being a okay game.
Yeah, and I wonder, because, like, this game has been in development for a very long time. They actually hid a lot of it to, like, not show stuff off. I'm wondering if, like, they did the first half and they're like, wow, you know, this is getting real good.
Yeah.
We're doing all sorts of stuff. It's like, oh, shit, the Metacritic will only give us an 80 if it's this long.
Yeah.
And then let's just pad this shit out by cutting and pasting forest areas.
Yeah.
To me, just pad that shit out.
Yeah, like some managers, like, this game is going to be 20 hours. They're like, wait, we have 6. They're like, put in some more forest fighting.
Yeah, why not?
Come on.
How hard
forest
could it be?
fights
Add some driving.
Yeah, shut up. I'm a manager. I clearly know better than you, engineer. I'm not bitter. We've never got bitter at all.
See, if we were managers, then we would say, cut that shit out.
That's
this
right.
Is boring.
Yeah, I'll make like a 2-hour game. It'll be the best fucking 2 hours of your life, son. And be like
probably
the greatest.
couldn't charge $60 for it.
No,
but,
probably not.
But whatever.
Probably not.
But yeah, so like to me, like Alan Wake is just like, man, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
They put all this stuff together. The first 3 hours are amazing.
Absolutely.
There's these nice elements like every 2 or 3 hours.
Yep.
There's these bumps where I'm like, yeah, and then I just plod through shit.
Yeah, the rest is just you're basically pushing through what you know is a bad game, hoping for the jewels in the rough.
Yeah.
That's all you want.
And there are jewels. I mean, there's some
Absolutely.
high points in this game where I'm like, fuck yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, but not enough.
And it's weird, too, because we complain about too many cutscenes. We complain about, just get me to the game.
Yeah.
And this is totally different. They're so good at the narrative.
Right. Give me more story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is like, I like the story because you were walking through it. It wasn't like I was just like sitting back for 3 hours watching a Metal Gear Solid, cutscene.
Yeah.
One thing I gotta say, this world has a lot of thermoses lying around. It's like
in random places, yeah.
I was like, what kind of litter bugs does this town have? It's like normally in a town like whatever. Like the only thing people ever litter in this town is they just leave piles of batteries.
Yep.
Ammunition,
flares,
thermoses,
tons of flares.
What a weird town.
And only that lithium batteries.
Yeah, lithium batteries.
Actually, so one of the things that I actually want to mention about this fucking game,
Yeah.
the product placement is insane.
Yeah.
I saw so many Energizer ads. I was driving a car which had Ford Sync.
Right. I saw that on the screen. It said
like,
Ford Sync.
What? Did Microsoft publish this
It'd be
game?
great if like your wife turns to you. She's like, "I love Ford Sync in this car."
Yes.
Ming.
They did. I think they mentioned Energizer at some point.
I think they
And
did.
actually,
They might have.
Did they mention Burger King? I don't know. I mean, like,
Yeah, they were just
seriously,
like
there's-
talking. Yeah, they were just saying shit.
So I'm hoping the developers got a lot of money off this to offset the cost,
Yeah.
but dude, like, tone it down a little.
Yeah, he's like in the hotel with his wife. He's just like, "Thank God I brought these Trojans to stick it in your pooper." She's like,
That's right.
yeah. So I say thumbs up rental.
Yeah,
I say,
totally.
Definitely go rent this game. Not worth buying.
No, and play for the first 3 hours, and if you can plod through the rest, keep doing it. Because I'm almost done with the game. I'm in the middle of this last chapter.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I don't regret it so much, but it was a very painful experience for a lot of it.
So I can tell you right now, I got to. I was playing. I'm in the beginning of chapter 5.
Oh wow! So you're almost.
And I think I'm done. I think I'm done.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Because it is seriously another 6 hours.
I know. But I mean, like, I was playing through last night, and like I was in chapter 5, and stuff kind of got a little bit interesting again. Then it got less interesting, and I was like,
I wish I could tell you, dude. No. Play for the beginning of Chapter 6, but I can't.
Yeah, I mean...
They tie a lot of stuff together in the beginning of Chapter 6 because, right, they actually start saying, like, here's why you're doing all this, here's why you're finding all the things. So if you're really curious about why, you might want to try it.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe while I'm waiting for Dragon Quest IX to come out this weekend, I'll play some more Alan Wake.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So thumbs up, Riddle.
Yep, definitely rent it. So next up, we're doing a double racing game review, which... Those of you that watch this show would never expect.
No, we're not big racing game fans.
But these are both battle racing games.
Very arcadey. Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. So the first up is Split Second: Velocity.
Yes.
So they're already planning Split Second.
Oh, clearly this is a franchise moving forward. It's just like, Split Second, whatever. It's all coming now.
What's their gimmick?
The gimmick is traps. So the gimmick is you build up your energy, which allows you, once you get to a certain point, you can trigger environmental effects in the game.
Yes. And there's things like, for some reason, while you're driving the track, there's all these well-placed helicopters that have cables with stuff underneath.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, like that's the thing is, this game is unapologetic. It is just like, this is a fucking I think
a game show.
Well, actually, that's the setting of this. That's the cool thing is they're not like trying to set it up in a real world. They're like, you're in a game show with a bunch of horribly dangerous shit that is going to fuck you up and have fun.
Yeah, and you're supposed to fuck other people up and avoid getting fucked up, and that's the whole game.
Yeah.
But it works.
It totally works.
It really works for me.
It totally works because the whole time you are amped up on adrenaline and you are just trying so hard to build up. Like, you start to learn the maps and you start to learn, like, dude, right around this corner is all these trucks with like big gas tanks on their back. I'm going to charge up my shit and wait till these guys are in front of me. Like, wham! And when you get them, when it shows them slamming into the wall,
well, it reminds me of that feeling when I'm playing Burnout Paradise, right? Where you'd be like, you see takedowns, just like, boom, you see them going, it's just, it feels amazing.
And when you get away from somebody's shit, when something blows up and you swerve around it, it's like, close call, you're just like,
you get extra points. Oh, yeah, and it's interesting, too, because not only that, like, you basically fill up a bar to do this. You do drifting, you do all these special tricks. There's three bars. Each bar is a thing that you could do. Right. But if you get the third bar, you get these crazy-ass, I don't even know what they call them, like tricks or traps or whatever. Like entire parts of the map just explode.
And you get it from drafting, too, so you're actually following closely behind other people. You draft, you drift, like you said.
Yeah, it's just a really, fun game.
Yeah.
Like, at its core.
I can tell you, like, right when I fell in love with this game, too, is like 6 or 7 levels in. There was this one thing where I was coming around a corner, and I forget, because there's a bunch of different modes. We can talk about some of the different modes. I forget what mode I was in. But the point is, I was, like, driving down a runway. Out of the sky comes an exploding, C4, like this huge jet. It's like, boom, and it's just like scrunching along the ground. It's 80 stories tall. It's on fire, and I'm like driving around it, and shit's exploding. I'm just like sitting there watching the screen. I'm like, I love you for doing this.
Have you ever seen a racing game that uses environmental effects?
Not like that. Not like that.
It is impressive.
Yeah. So what are the other modes? There's survival, which I thought was really cool.
I actually don't remember. It's been like a week or two since I played this game.
So survival. There's like 8 of you, and then there's a timer.
That's right. Yeah,
every 30 seconds, it kills the last dude. So you're racing, and it's just like Tommy has been eliminated. Boom, and you're racing, and you're just trying to stay in the first couple spots because they're killing people behind you.
Yeah, and if you're in the last spot, you can actually drift, do a couple of things, knock them out, and they're behind you.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's really.
There was that, and I think there was a couple more. There was one I didn't like very much where you were going and there's like a helicopter firing missiles at you, and you're just trying to avoid the missile strikes. I was like, dude, that's not what I'm playing this game for.
No, but did you try any of the multiplayer?
I did.
So I don't know if I like the multiplayer so much because I really suck at driving games. Yeah. Seriously, no, I'd be last in every single place because it had been a couple of weeks already. People that had been playing are really, really good at it. So I'd constantly being shunted or whatever. Not shunted, that's the other game. Yeah. I was just trying to get trapped in their various things. So it just wasn't very much fun, and it's more my fault than anything else, I think.
We can talk about this when we get to Blur, but I agree with you. Like, I actually enjoyed the multiplayer in Blur better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there was better ranking and stuff. We can talk about that. So you're right. I mean, like in Split Second, I tried the multiplayer for a bit, and I went back to the single player game. I was like,
it's kind of done. I mean, to be honest though, like I'm not gonna play this game every day or anything like that. It just didn't have the draw, but I mean, it's fun for at least like 4 or 5 hours to play single player.
It's fantastic. I mean, like for like. We talked about Mod Nation Racers recently.
Yep.
Which people I'm not even going to give it. I hated it.
Yeah.
But there was there's the Gran Turismo 5 that people are very, very excited about. Realistic racing. I don't give a shit.
Dude, but they're adding NASCAR.
Oh my god!
And rally racing.
And corn dogs. PBR.
Dale Earnhardt might be on. Is that his name? I don't know.
That is a name.
People that are watching NASCAR are just like
not watching our show.
No, they're just kind of like that.
But yes, I mean, but we got 2 racing games right at the same point that are all about fucking people up, blowing shit up, shooting other people, like arcadey, like you said,
and well done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say so. This one, I'm gonna give a thumbs up rental because honestly, like 5 hours after it, I'm not gonna play that much anymore.
Probably.
But damn, it's a fun 5 hours.
It's fantastic. I mean, I actually, honestly, I would say if you really like racing games, I think it's worth buying.
Really, it's it's the multiplayer that dings it for me because like that's the thing that's gonna give me the longevity. Because I don't like I'll play racing games to unlock them to the end. I just never really do that.
You're right. Yeah, I can see that. So next up is
Blur. Yeah, so Blur.
Totally different game.
It's basically Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Except in really nice cars.
That is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And what's cool is it's Mario Kart for adults in the sense that it doesn't have what... I'd never heard this term before. I was reading up on racing games, and they call it rubber banding, which it makes perfect sense. Like, when you hear the term, I was like, yes, that is exactly what Mario Kart has that I think is bullshit, is rubber banding, where it's like if you get
fair to everybody.
Yeah, fuck fair. Fuck fair, and it's fair ass.
Seriously, if you laugh everybody, you don't want to be pushed back.
No! Fuck no. If I'm better than people, I won't be better than people.
But it's no fun.
It's fun for me when I'm better than people.
Yeah, but if you're not better
if you lap people, they get a chance to shoot you again.
Yeah. But they'll never catch up.
Yeah, but I don't like leveling. I don't like leveling of the playing field. I like leveling and getting more levels.
Which this game has a ton of.
That is what it's all about.
I know. So this is why I would I'm going to give the edge to Blur
Yeah.
on this one, because the multiplayer of this one is so addictive.
Yeah.
And you're right, it doesn't have the rubber banding so much, but it does kind of level the playing field in terms of the weapons you get. Like you seriously can attack the first player that's in front or whatever, so you can get everybody back, and then I don't lose as much in this game, which I liked.
Yeah, I mean the learning curve for me on the multiplayer on Blur was a little bit tough, because what happened is I hopped in the multiplayer and everybody was like selecting cars like bing 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 bing. They go up to this great car and I'm like, I seem to have a dune buggy with one wheel missing, and you've got to play, because the thing is the shit you unlock in the single player is not unlocked for the multiplayer.
Not at all. You have to do multiplayer for this.
Yeah, so you start out and other people are gonna have better cars than you, and you just got to keep racing and racing and racing, clawing your way up, and eventually it's rewarding. But it's hard at first. It's mean at first.
Yeah, so I played Blur right when it came out, so it wasn't as bad. Because I know it was basically we both bought the game separately in the trade.
So let me tell you my experience. So you bought it, and then 2 weeks later you gave it to me, right? Yep. So I hop in, and it's like, enjoy your Geo Metro, fuckface. And you get in, and I shit you not, this is the starting line. I'm like, it's like everybody else is like, fuck off! Like, just fucking race off. And I mean, I picked the best car I could.
You only had choice of 2 when you started with.
So I mean, then I raced and I raced and I raced. I unlocked more cars. But I mean, like it's very it's like it's mean at first. Yeah. You're just watching people just shit on you as they drive away.
To me, that's actually bad, because if you look at like Modern Warfare, like because they basically modeled the unlockables after some of the things that you do in Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare, you still get a choice of very, very good guns.
Right.
Like they don't really have an advantage. They more have an advantage in flexibility as opposed to anything else. This one, seriously, the cars are much better.
Yeah, for sure.
So like to me, I just started playing. Everybody was on live field. It was great. I had a great time. So
that's cool. That's cool. I mean,
and, like, I actually got split second after.
Yeah.
So like I had the exact same problem. So you would probably like love multiplayer.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, like I guess my thing would be, I would say that they should probably lock these ranks such that you're only playing with people with the same cars as you. But I bet what they did is they opened this up, knowing that every online game 1 billion people play, and then next week nobody's playing. So they wanted to make it so you could have as many people as possible to play with.
One of those games actually had a practice. I think it might have been Blur.
Yeah.
Where everybody ranked 10 and under. Do you remember that?
I
think that's why I actually had a good time. I think in Blur,
I mean, I might have been in the ranking. I'm saying like even in that band, maybe there was just a little bit too much variation in the cars, where it's like you could maybe even the next car you unlock is so much better than the first car that it's just kind of like a big fuck you.
I had that problem because I played a couple of days after it came out, and what happens is you start out, you're level 1, you go into the rank 1 through 10, you can keep ranking.
Yeah.
So I was playing against rank 26 people because they didn't disconnect. Oh! See, they were still in...
That's just a bug.
Yeah, so... Well, not really. I mean,
they should have gone into the next level,
yeah, exactly,
right?
Yeah, so that didn't happen. So I was playing, and like one guy kept winning. He was level 26, and he had the best one. I'm like, fuck you! And then I left to another one. Everybody's level 2. So I was just like, this is great.
And then you were the guy.
Yeah, exactly. I was level 8. And I was like,
stomping
this is awesome.
on everybody. So I mean, we didn't really describe what the single player, or actually what the game. So I mean, when we say it's like Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. I mean, honestly.
Okay, it is Mario Kart. So I mean, like basically, you're driving around. You can get let's call it a red shell. Which is like a big ball that can hit other people. Yep. You get a gun that has 3 shots. You're like pew pew pew. You can hit people from behind. You get to repair your ship, repair your car.
You get the boost.
You get the boost, which is a speed boost, and you get a shield, which defends you from other stuff, and then you get a lightning bolt, which just hits the whole.
That one I didn't like. That
the whole
one.
thing
Weird.
with lightning bolt. It's. I think that is the only rubber banding that they put in, because what happens is you're way back here. You use the lightning bolt, and it does all these lightning bolt strikes all the way up the field. Yeah. And I think that everybody in front of you is like trying to dodge and get hit.
It just
and all
seems
this
like I always see it, and I'd always be able to dodge it, and it never hit anybody. Like, it just seems like a really useless weapon to me.
Yeah.
But it's basically Mario Kart. You can hold 3 of them at a time.
But what really caught me with the single player was that every level, it's not like you're just doing one thing. They're like, okay, here's 75 things you can level up, right? Like you can get, for how well you do on the race, you get fans.
Yep.
Fans unlock new cars. Yep. And then like if you get first place in the race, you get these other like badges.
Dude, they go crazy with the unlockables.
Yeah, and then in the level, you can also hit, I forget what it was called, but like the mini race inside where you're going through the slaloms, where you're going through the gates. So it's like,
yes, yeah.
I forget what they called. They called like a fan race or whatever. But the point is like every race you can do 20 times because you're like, I want to get first. I want to get the most fans. I want to get this. Not only that, but it was telling me like I would finish a race and it's like I got 1,700 fans. Yuzo got 1,900 fans.
Yes.
I was like, oh. He what? And it knows all your friends, so it just tells you the one right above you. So then I'd beat you. I'd be like, all right, I beat Yuzo, and then it'll be like Veritas got 2,200 fans. I'm like, motherfucker.
Dude, they're doing that in so many games. Like there's a couple of games we'll review next week. Like Joe Danger does that, and it's just like it's seriously this big motivator. It's that
it works.
It's the Geometry Wars thing. Remember?
Yep.
Like your high scores. Here's the next person on your friend list. Like you're going fucking down.
And what's great is when it tells you as you beat them. Like that's the cool thing is it's like you beat a race and it's like you just dethroned Yuzo. Now you're going after this guy and you're just like I'm gonna play because then it's like do you want to continue or retry? I'm like I want to retry because I'm gonna whoop that guy's monkey ass. That's what's gonna happen right now. So I think that you're right. Is it tickles that part of us where there's just like unlockable, beating other people, ranking this, numbers over here.
It's the gaming crack that they just figured out, and it's just like Bizarre. It's Bizarre Creations I think that did this. So I think, but anyhow, so like they really figured out all of that stuff.
I thought Bizarre Creations did Geometry Wars.
They did. That's what I'm saying. So Bizarre Creations they did all of the what was that racing in Project Gotham?
Yeah.
God, I could be totally. I mean, people are going to totally correct me, but I believe they did Project Gotham Racing Series, and also like one guy out of the thing did Geometry Wars, and that's where he did all that. So I think they have all this culture of like, oh, by the way, we're not doing Project Gotham anymore. We're going to do Blur because Activision put a lot of money into it.
Okay, yeah, right? This is way better than PGR. The PGR, I always played it. I'm like,
It was like kudos.
Yeah.
Woo!
I was not impressed with PGR.
No, so they took all of the stuff of all the different games that they did, and they really nailed it. A couple of complaints that I've been hearing, but I did not run into, is that multiplayer is really buggy.
Oh, really?
They say there was crashes, people getting disconnected all the time, but when I played for 2 nights in a row, I didn't see any problems.
Yeah.
But that's just something to keep in mind that I think.
Yeah, I mean, I like you. I played, I played a couple hours of multiplayer, and I didn't have any problems. Yeah. I didn't have any disconnects. I didn't have any, I didn't have any problems at all.
Yeah, but this is big complaints I saw everywhere on the forums. Like Blur sucks because of blah, and it's bugs and stuff like that.
There was a couple different gameplay modes in this too, but I can't remember them.
Dude, it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah,
for me,
it's been a little while since I played this because I remember the key racing bits, but I feel like there was a couple other ones where there was max out the number of fans you can get on the level.
Yep.
I think there's some levels where the whole thing, all you're doing is shooting other people, and you're trying to max out the number of fans you get.
You're trying to destroy a certain number when there's a certain amount of time, and then each person you get extra time.
Because you can pick up more time.
I like that. Yeah, I like that mode a lot. Actually.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, it's to me I'd say this is a thumbs up buy because I really like the multiplayer. So there's gonna be a lot of longevity in this game.
I agree. I mean, both these games are fantastic, and I think you're right that the package is stronger with Blur, but. Split Second is really worth trying out too because it is something I've never seen before. It's this whole it reminds me of Smash TV.
Yeah,
it's just kind of it's just this nonsense, just bukkake on your face. Just this, just explosion of weird.
Yeah, well, you never, like, I'm trying to think of times where you see oh shit moments in, like, Uncharted, there's all these things. You never see them in a racing game.
You don't.
Oh shit, but when I saw that, I know exactly the thing you're talking about, where, like, not only that, but also, like, the water tower that goes,
yeah, just crashes on the thing. And the next time you come around, it's still there.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like, the worlds are just exploding everywhere. And I'm sure it gets more ridiculous the farther you go on.
Yeah, so I love it that these racers are doing these amazing things. Because you think about it, right? Environmental is all about like Red Faction where you're blowing shit up, or like Bad Company where you're blowing up buildings. It's just like they're taking that technology and putting it in racing games, and it fits perfectly.
It does, because that's the thing is you want more shit happening than just going in circles on a track.
Yeah, they're basically following the line.
Right.
Perfectly the entire time.
Not the game I want to play. Especially when like some racing games will show you the line. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Well, why not? You got to learn it. Right. That's the whole point of the game.
Then what's the game? Then at that point, what's the game? It's just like that's it.
It's not us, but other people want to follow the pursuit of perfection.
Yeah.
They love it. The moment they get perfection, they're like this, something in their brain goes, right? For us, it's just like, why fucking bother? Give me a puzzle to solve.
Yeah.
Make me collect something.
I think that's right. I think that that's what it is you and I like to solve things.
Yeah.
And
we don't like repetition for the sole sake of
perfection.
Perfection. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it gets you a little bit. Like, look, when you get crazy about like Geometry Wars.
If there's a score where I beat somebody, that's different than perfecting something.
Have you checked Geometry Wars lately? Like, have you checked to see? Because there was that one guy who's like.
Oh, I took him off my friends list, so I don't know. I'm number one on my list now.
You cheating fuck!
It's not cheating. It's just like I don't talk to this guy anymore. I think it's Marble Red or something like that.
That's awesome. You're just like, as far as I know, I'm the best. Well, because I'm not friends with anyone better than me.
Exactly. Well, I had 100 people on my friends list. I got to take out somebody. I'm like,
might as well visit people better than you.
Why not?
Okay. All right. I see how it is.
Yes.
I'm going to take you off my friends list. I'm going to be better than you at everything. You're like, as far as I know, I'm better than Yuzo at everything.
Yeah, but you want that little thing of you.
I do,
Yuzo,
actually.
Right?
There was a couple levels in Blur where it's like I beat your score. I'm like, hee hee.
Yeah. Dude, so actually play Joe Danger. So we'll review it next week. Play Joe Danger. Like I've already gotten a lot, pretty much of most of the first one. So you'll have that on my list.
I'll have something to go after. All right. Yeah, I do want to check out Joe Danger. I don't think we put that on the list, but
next week. Yeah.
So next up is Puzzle Quest 2.
2 on the DS.
Yes.
I don't think it's on any of the other ones yet, but I'm sure it'll come to like all the downloadable.
It'll be
PC.
on. For
probably
sure.
On PC actually.
Yeah. It'll be on Wii too, I'm sure.
Yeah, so we really loved, did you review Puzzle Quest 1? Or was it just
I don't think so. I think I reviewed Galactrix. I think I
definitely
played Puzzle Quest. I don't remember if I reviewed it or not, but you really liked it.
Yeah, it was great because basically they took Bejeweled and then put it into an RPG. So you'd go and say like, oh, you got to fight a skeleton by matching gems.
Yeah.
And they did some really cool stuff where you have all these different classes and they all have different sets of spells.
Right.
Some are really good with yellow, blue, red, something like that.
Yeah.
So they all have these different styles. So it was really good, but at some point, like I think I put in the review, it's just like it got repetitive where like there was one way to win.
Yeah.
And then you just had to do that. So then just lost all interest.
Yeah. And this one, they fixed a lot of that stuff. I mean, like this, I picked this up about 3 days ago, and I actually, so I knew that this was going to be really good, and I mailed a copy to my brother in Afghanistan. He's stationed over there.
He has a DS and everything.
He's stationed over there, and he sent me this email where he's like, I don't know if I should say this, but he sent me this email where he's like, I've been sneaking away from work. Like he's like, it's all I've been thinking about.
He's defending our country. Oh no!
So he is absolutely loving because he loves like all these puzzle games, and I'm feeling the same way. Like because it has what you were just saying that the first one was missing is variety.
Tons of variety.
Lots of variety.
Ridiculous amount of variety. So like, how does? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just wondering, how does the game work?
So,
a lot of people don't know.
You said, it's very much like Bejeweled. So, I mean, the core game mechanic is line up 3 in a row, like the match 3.
Yep. You match 4, you get an extra turn.
Right.
Very important.
But they keep this super interesting by having all these spells on the side. Like, say you match 3 reds go into your little bank, and you got red, blue, yellow, purple.
Power.
You got powers, and you got spells, and you got weapons. So I don't remember this being in the first one, the weapons.
They didn't have weapons. So now you get action gems. So there's these things that look like little guys running, I think. You match 3, then you get 3 actions, and those only work for holding up a shield or using the weapon that you have.
So it could be like, swing your battle sword, takes 8 action points. So you match 3 a couple times, you get 8 action points. Swing your sword, and it's like, wabow! And the whole point is to get your enemies' hit points down
like
to 0.
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. It's really interesting because they keep it so varied, because I remember playing the first one and it just wasn't like this where it's like I'm now swapping spells in and out, I'm swapping weapons in and out, I'm actually like trying to balance my warrior for these battles where it's like
warrior. Okay, cool.
I'm sorry, I did sorceress.
Okay.
But you're trying to figure out like I really like this spell, I never use this spell, I'm going to swap it out, do whatever, and then there's also different gameplay. It's not just battle.
Oh, it's like minigames. So like when we played Puzzle Quest Galactrix, they almost overloaded it with minigames, and some of them weren't very good. I remember. This one's just like, okay, you go and find a chest. You need to unlock it. That's a minigame where you have to actually match various ones.
I actually really like that one.
It's pretty good.
I actually really like that because what happens is there's two blocks at the bottom.
Yep.
And your entire goal is to pick them, but your entire goal is to eliminate those 2 blocks.
Yes.
So, you can blow up as many match 3 blocks as you want on the board, but until you get those bottom 2, the chest isn't unlocked.
Yeah.
So it's like you're trying to move everything down just to unlock those 2 at the bottom.
You have to do a certain number of moves or time.
Yeah, you got like 50 moves to do it.
What actually I really like is every time you find a chest or you loot some sort of rare thing, you don't just get a rare item.
Right.
You have to match a bunch of these, money gems to make these special keys, and then you have to match those keys to get things, and all at the same time you're losing a row.
Yeah, shit is like the water is rising from the bottom. So it's like you'll finally get almost 3.
Like 3 blues.
And you're like,
I'm like, I got my
fuck
purple.
you.
Yeah. Every single fucking time. It's like, seriously. I mean, like, I have like 8 of these ones that give you the rare items. I'm like, I got this. Whoa!
Yeah.
Like, I lost 3, and then I lost another 3. Oh,
that's true.
So pisses me off. Yeah.
I do have a couple of complaints.
What's up?
So I do feel sometimes that this game is so luck based that I get angry. Like there'll be these things
when
where it's like
fucking computer gets like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand that luck is part of this. It can't all be skill because shit's coming down from the top. It's just like any other Tetris style game. Yep. But there's these battles where it's just like I'll go up and fight somebody and I'll have 50 hit points, he'll have 50 hit points, and he'll be like, boom, 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 fucking sword, this, match 7, get a new turn, whatever, and like he'll beat me, he'll have like 50 hit points left, and I'll have nothing, and then the next time I play him, I'll beat him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't get any better.
No.
I just got lucky. I got the roll of the dice. That kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, and I think it happens kind of more often than I'd like.
Yeah.
Because some of it is really like how well you use your spells, what spells you pick, and all this other stuff. But like sometimes it happens where they beat you and you really had no control, and it's just like, it's annoying. But what I like is the fact that they put enough mini games and stuff where they don't rely on they rely on luck, but in a totally different way.
Right.
So it's
and even when you lose, you get experience points.
Yeah.
So they're basically kind of letting you amp up your stats so that you can have better defense, you can have better offense. Like if you are really shitty at this game and you keep losing, they're going to level you up until you can't lose anymore, right?
Pretty
like
much,
they're trying to. So they do their best. But I definitely, that was the one thing that I dinged it for, is there's a couple times I was playing, I'm like, fuck you. It's not fun when the computer just steps on your dick.
It's kind of hard to fault them for that, because they have some random gem generator up top that they're not going and saying like, oh no, will this result in 4 in a row chain or something like that?
That's true. I mean, like, I feel that they would play the same way a person would play. Like, if you and I were playing, you would get the same chains of luck, and I would be just as pissed off.
Yeah.
So
it happens. But I
just tend, the more luck there is in a game, the more I tend to hate it. Like,
but it wasn't enough for this.
There is a lot. No, I still like this game.
Okay, good.
I'm just saying that like that's the one thing that, because I mean there's things like I know we keep talking about Catan, like just things like that where it's like anytime somebody's rolling dice, like fucking Monopoly, like Settlers of Catan.
Dude, Monopoly,
like,
there's choice in that game, man. It's like, do you buy a boardwalk or do you not buy a boardwalk?
Choice to eat my nuts. I like
to steal
games,
from the bank.
If it's like 100% skill and no luck at all, then I'm probably very happy.
Interesting.
But anyway, I still love the game. It's fantastic.
The thing about this game that really interests me about it is that they really went all Diablo-esque on this.
Yeah.
So before it's like you would get, I think, like maybe one amulet. Or something like that. You only get a couple of different things. Now you can get all sorts of different weapons,
helmets,
armor, boots, gloves,
amulets,
whatever. All of them, like, you get an extra gem, you get an extra this, and there are all these different things. Like, now, like, you're getting all this rare stuff, and you're like,
and they're doing the color coding, the purples,
so it feels really good, and it's just like I kind of want to just keep playing over and over again. It's got the Diablo.
It's like you got the demonic Jimmy hat.
Dude, it gives you like 8 skulls every turn. It's awesome. It turns skulls to penises.
That's right. That's right. The skeet attack.
That's right.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. If you like puzzle games, this has all of the crack that you're looking for.
Yeah, and the thing, I really want this to come to the iPad now. Because the DS now, I'm just like, oh, it's so tiny and slow and all this, and just like I actually been playing Puzzle Quest on the iPhone, and it kind of sucks. So they really do really bad porting of it. But I think if they do iPad
definitely makes those things better because to do it right, they'll have to do nice HD graphics, really high res.
Can you just do it with your finger? You're just like, boom, boom.
Oh, it would be
right,
perfect.
and just like spell like, boom, like fuck you.
Yep. I remember when I first got my first touchscreen phone, I got Bejeweled on there. I'm like, this is what this phone was fucking made for. Are you kidding me? Because in Bejeweled before, like, you'd have to, like, you
just move a cursor.
Yeah, you're moving a cursor. You're like, switch this with this. Bing, 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 bing. And it's just like, as soon as I could touch them, like, my world just changed. So now, iPad, same thing.
Please make it happen. I know you're working on it.
We should make that game. So this was actually a good week.
Yeah.
Like, this is,
it was a good 4 weeks ago when I played all these games.
Right. I mean, I know these games are old, but say you guys didn't go get them.
Yeah.
We actually liked all of them if you look at it. I mean, like, we didn't say buy them all, but this was a good week for games.
Yeah, if you missed out, I mean, the cool thing about it is that, like, if you missed out on it, some of these games are going to be not $60 anymore.
They're already discounted.
50 or 40. You go to eBay, 45.
Exactly. So, so new releases, though. So these are actually real new releases. This isn't like 4 weeks ago new releases.
Have come out previously when you've already seen this episode.
Yes, so this is this week's new releases that we're going to be picking up right now. So, first up,
Crackdown 2!
Crackdown 2, mother what?
So the demo came out. We've already played that. We didn't get a chance to review it. We were going to review it.
I'm
this game. Worried about this game.
Yeah. So I've been playing this game. I have reservations, but we'll do a full review next week.
Yes.
But it still has I mean, the whole thing is it's orb crack. You're running around, powering yourself up, running around, killing other people, powering yourself up, killing other people.
Yeah. We'll have a full review, but I recommend you play the demo.
Yeah.
Play the demo for a try.
Yeah.
Please.
So next up is Sniper Ghost Warrior.
What the fuck is up with this game, dude? Seriously.
This game looks like poo-poo.
It looks like they spent a lot of time on this game.
You and I were watching the gameplay trailer of this. We're like, oh, let's check this out, Sniper Ghost Warrior. We both love to play snipers. I mean, me more than you. I'm kind of obsessive about it. Like, any game that has a sniper rifle, like Singularity, like a couple of these other games that came
Silent
out.
Scope.
I just like Silent Scope is just like I was just carrying it around like I just want to snipe everyone in the fucking face. Yeah, that's all I want to do.
In Modern Warfare 2, on a couple of maps, all I play is sniper, and it's a fun class.
This game looks retarded.
It's like you take playing a sniper, which is really fun in pretty much every other FPS, right? And it's just like, okay, well now you have to worry about the middle, where you're actually pointing is actually going to be down a little lower.
Take all the fun out of it. Yeah, they're just like, all right, make sure that you take into account your breathing, gravity, distance, wind, like they're just like going like this whole list of things. You're just like, wait, hold on, add the 3.
I think you have to do some physics at the same time, some ballistics analysis while you're doing it, get some formulas out. What the fuck?
But then on top of that, they obviously threw in this thing where they're like, well, people don't want to just sit behind a sniper rifle the whole time. Let's throw in a really shitty first-person shooter.
Yeah, where you're really weak because you're just a sniper.
Right. So you've got like a pistol and a knife.
You have a stealth bar, which is this bar that if they can see you, goes a little higher. Like, oh, really awesome. Very, very original there.
So I'm really going to enjoy running around like, pew, pew. Like,
most of it's going to be, hold your breath.
Hold your breath.
Wait for your spotter to tell you which one to hit. I'll get the left one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I understand what they're doing. They're aiming for the dudes that like really think that they should be in the Army Rangers, even though for some reason they didn't go and actually sign up.
Because they were 4F, probably, because they're really fat.
Right. I mean, like that's the thing. This is going after the guys that are like they idolize the military. They really want the super realism, super hyper. Like this is actually what it's like to be a sniper.
How much fun is that? I mean,
how much fun is a realistic racing game?
That's a really good. No, you're right because
there are people that would like this.
What was that one? Remember the one we saw with the invisible gun? Which one was that? So the Operation. Oh, what the fuck was it?
I don't remember.
But there's that ultra hyper-realistic FPS. There's Arma series. I don't know if you've seen that, but that one is ridiculous in terms of the realism that they do. It's just like, it's no fun. You basically like, okay, I got to go do my objective, and you like go 10 minutes, and you get shot by a sniper.
You gotta rewalk the whole thing.
You gotta rewalk because it's fucking realistic. And you like, oh, the fucking hardcore like...
They're like, oh, you forgot your MRE back at base. You're really hungry. Takes 4 away from your aiming ability. Like, I don't want to eat in this game! Damn it!
And people love it. So there's a small niche, and this game is targeted at that niche. It's not us.
Yeah, absolutely not. So this looks like poop. I'm not gonna play it. So next up, Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 Portable, P3P for the nerds.
Yes, on the PSP.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll replay this game. So we looked at it. They added a couple of new things. If you guys seen a Persona 3 review,
Yeah.
you can play a female character now.
Right. We really liked Persona 4 a lot. I mean, it was really fun.
And 3.
And 3. The things we started dinging it for is that it's a little bit.
It's balls hard.
It's
Persona
balls hard.
3
It is balls
hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's very punishing in the sense that you'll have these objectives where you have to get a certain thing done. You have to, I forget it was like rescuing somebody by the end of the week, or get to a certain level in the dungeon in the tower by the end of the week. And it's like, if you fuck that up, you are playing that week over again.
You have to grind a certain amount.
Right.
You actually have to fail at succeeding for a while, and then they space out the save points where you'd spend like an hour or two, and all of a sudden, for some random reason, you'd go into a room with this ultra hard boss that would kill every one of your guys in one hit.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, I guess I better not go in there again.
So I think I might actually check this out because from what I was looking at online, a lot of the things that really pissed me off, like the super fuck you things, it looks like they've patched it up where
I thought they added more of it.
Well, but I mean, from what I could see, like they were saying little things like for before you'd have one person in your party. If that person died, the thing would end. And now they're saying one person in the party can sacrifice themselves,
they added
to save the main
4,
character.
I think they added that in 4, and they probably brought it back. Yeah.
And there was one other feature that they were talking about that they'd added. I forget what it was. Like, they were letting you switch sexes of people, which is just for weeaboos. But it was like.
Well, they added 2 more difficulties. One, a beginner one.
Right.
People that are like, well, I played on normal, and I remember it being really hard.
So there was beginner, easy, normal, hard, and eight Japanese, basically.
Yeah, maniac Japanese.
Right. So maybe instead of normal, I'll play easy but not beginner, and maybe the game will be better for me. Like because the thing is, I love the world. I love the Persona world. I really like the characters and the feeling of being in the school and all the weird shit with the commercials on TV and your little sister, and just I fell in love with the world.
And they have these dating, like we don't like dating games, but for some reason, because the dating games allowed you to get these other awesome kick-ass spells, you actually cared about it, and you're like, no, I gotta hang out with this guy and eat ramen.
Yeah.
Because he has this one thing that I need. It's like, it's really important. I got to do it. It's like,
true.
We deemed GTA 4 for fucking like other stuff, but it's like, no. I got to go and watch him eat ramen. Because this thing's really important.
You don't understand.
He's got this demon
this
card.
Summon. Yeah. So I might check it out.
I think, but I have to like borrow your PSP.
Yeah, that's
true. Or like
true.
get a new one.
Right.
Because I have to play that. What was that game? Lord something Holy Bad Man.
Yeah, Holy Bad Man. I can't believe you're going to play the sequel to this bullshit game.
The game was awesome. So
fucking sucked.
No, all right. Anyhow.
So yeah, you can borrow my PSP and play that. So next up is Monkey Island 2 Special Editions. This is not the new remakes. This is
not the episodic.
This is not the new episodic new content. This is the Monkey Island 2 that we played back in the day.
I think I might have liked it better than the first one. If I recall.
Really?
They had a lot of funnier moments, a lot of good stuff in it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember liking both of them a whole lot.
Yeah, but it's like what's weird about this game is just like I went and played the remake of the first one.
Yeah.
I played for about half an hour.
Yeah.
I was like,
I wasn't feeling it either.
No, I couldn't feel. I can't get that nostalgia back for that game.
So my problem is I really kind of am past point and click adventures. I am done with that genre. The only thing that I thought sounded interesting about this. Have you heard about this? There's
about the commentary. Yeah,
fuck.
Is it? I don't know if it's in the downloadable versions, but it might be just Steam. Do you think it's in everything?
I'm not sure where it is. But the point is you can actually watch the two creators, Tim Schafer and Ron Gilbert,
who's making Death Spank, which is coming out real soon.
Death Spank is coming out soon. But so those two guys, it's like Mystery Science Theater style. Their heads pop up and they'll be sitting there like fucking talking.
Playing the game? Oh, so like they talk about I heard they talk about the puzzle you're doing.
You're on.
Yeah, I know.
That alone may sell me on this game because that is such a great idea.
I know.
I want to hear. I mean, as long as it's constant, I don't want it to be like they talk shit 4 times during the game. I want them there, hanging out with me the whole time, just like blah 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 blah. Just talking.
At some point, like if you don't figure out the puzzle, then
they can go quiet. Whatever.
Like seriously, like I want multiple hours of commentary while I play this game.
I want to be hanging out with Tim Schafer and Ron Gilbert the whole time.
Now that you're talking about it I think I might get it.
I know.
I think I might get it. Though we should check out some videos and see what it looks like.
I hope it's good. I really, really genuinely hope it's good. Last up, Blacklight Tango Down.
Yeah, we only want to put this down just because, like, I mean, if you look at all the previews and all, it's just like, wow, another multiplayer shooter that looks kind of like Modern Warfare and everything else. But it's a downloadable game.
Right, it's only $15. I think it's 1,200 points.
I think so, yeah.
So we actually have had a couple comments that I've seen on YouTube already where people are like, you guys should check out Blacklight. So, I mean,
really?
There have been people recommending it to us. They're like, you guys should check it out. It's pretty good. we can get the demo.
I know. I will try the demo. Well, it's hilarious because too, like you look at the video and just like, man, like I wonder what people are commenting on it, right? Somebody's like, I will get the demo.
I will get the like, wow, way to be dedicated, buddy. I will shell out for that free demo.
We'll spend the time.
I'll do it.
So yeah, I'm kind of curious what it is because like I go back. There's a couple of multiplayer games that are just on Xbox, like fucking Madballs.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't think, but that game is like
an
amazing multiplayer game.
Absolutely.
Except nobody's plays, so it kind of sucks.
Yes, you need more friends.
So this, no, I would actually go online.
Yeah.
And I would be an empty. I'd go find a game. I would start one, and there would be no one playing. I'm just like, and it's the funnest game.
Yeah, no, Madballs was fun. I know you liked it more than me, but it was fun. So, from what I could tell, I mean, like, I'm not a shooter guy like you. So, I mean, I looked at it, I'm like, wow, that is Battlefield, Modern Warfare, Bad Company, whatever. Like, I was like,
2142.
Yeah, but I'll try it. I mean, like, whatever. I'll try the free demo.
Sure.
I'll go on a limb. I'll take that free.
You'll take that extra 10 minutes.
I'll take that 10 minutes.
No, you have your fat ass.
I'll take my 40 gigabit internet. 40 megabit internet. I have 40 megabits now, bitches.
I was able to make fun of you all the time. Like
not anymore, motherfucker. I paid Comcast for business level. I told them, I'm like, I am Tobin Incorporated, motherfucker.
Wow, and it worked.
It worked. I was just like, I want corporate internet because I work at home for a corporation.
Of course,
they're like, what? I'm like, shut up. I want to give you money. So I have 40 megabits to my house.
You have to tell me how you do that because I have Comcast as well. So
fucking pimp. That's how. So that's our new releases.
We have donations.
Donations.
Yes. So it's been a while, so we have to you're catching up. But thank you very much to Don.
Thank you very much to Eric.
And Katarina.
All three of you guys gave us money. Those donations, if you go to NooBTooB.com, on the right side, there is the donation button. We use these donations to buy the games and the bandwidth for the website. Everything that we buy, all of our wine, everything that we do is from you guys.
That's right.
So we don't go fucking broke doing this show.
No, and we just put down a big-ass check for our hosting to pay for a year, so we do appreciate.
Tell them how much it was.
It's like $550.
$550 we paid for. Luckily,
for a year.
We just emptied our entire donation account, so we've got zero again, but it was all from you guys. Seriously,
right.
that was you guys.
So and we hope to, hopefully buy a lot of pizza at PAX.
Yes. As always, every year at PAX we buy everyone free pizza because it's from you guys. It's not like us being generous. That's
if you guys donate,
the NooBTooB.
We'll still do it.
That's right.
We'll still do it.
Well, we'll make it happen. So thank you guys for that. So next up is
Shooby-Dooby-Doop. Number 97. So we're almost to the magic 100. Thank you, Wookie Monster, for doing it week after week.
Yes. So his idea was Yuzo's idea of Africa.
Yes, from Darth Nerd 9.
Yes. So that was making fun of you for being shocked that there was anything happening in Africa that was
not like District 9.
Not like District 9. That
prawns and random stuff.
That's all I thought South Africa was District 9. But
that's exactly how. Well, actually, no, because South Africa is just a bunch of random guys with vuvuzelas going. Actually, better yet, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that little soccer button.
Yeah,
hopefully
if the soccer button's still there. Oh, yeah. Well,
it might
should
be.
Maybe it's still there. Like, World Cup ends this weekend, so I'm not sure if it'll be there anymore. But yeah, fuck the vuvuzela.
Oh God, did you see that vuvuzela was a dog?
Yes, that was funny. Dog fucking won. Dog won. I don't know if you guys go out there and Google vuvuzela versus dog. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to give you a spoiler, but the dog wins. Dog wins the shit out of that contest.
It's just, oh no!
Awesome.
We have a video.
So we should keyboard cat that would totally work. They should keyboard cat the vuvuzela versus dog video.
Oh, I'm surprised it hasn't been done yet.
I'm going to go make it happen.
Yeah, just do it.
I'm going to put it on the YouTube channel. Okay, so and then the last one up, we have another video to play you guys.
Yes.
Here it is. Boop. Well, what is it about?
So it's about the cubicle. I think they've finished the engine, or they've gotten really close, and now they need art because I believe we're a little worried about Kickle, IRAM Corp, or whoever owns Kickle coming after us. So we're actually going to try to make our own art and various things like that. And
this is a call to arms for artists. Here we go.
Sprites.
Hey NooBTooB, Trekker here with some important updates regarding the Kickle project. Sorry it's been so long since the last update, but we got sidetracked and developed an engine and framework so people can more easily churn out games in the future. First up, art. We're seeking talented artists who are willing to collaborate and craft graphics that are consistent and fit a distinct style. We're also looking for one individual to step up and take a leadership role among his or her fellow artists. This art director must meet the following requirements. He must be knowledgeable, things like color palette, shading, dithering, and anti-aliasing, and responsible, like setting up weekly meetings devoted to the project, good leadership skills, and producing results. If you are interested in either of these roles, please PM me on the NooBTooB forums, username Trekker, or post in the sticky Kikko thread in the UGC forum with a role you desire. You'll be signed up for the Google Groups mailing list, where we'll regularly post updates on important stuff like testing stages, media needs, and other important information. Even if you're not an artist but have something else to contribute or just interested, I strongly encourage you to get involved and contribute your talents, whether they be musical, conceptual, or you just want to help any way you can. That's all for now. Yow.
Woo! Thank you very much. Yeah, we have an amazing team right now, developing everything, going crazy. I think we actually have a deadline. We actually want to play some levels at PAX. So get on it, man.
So please. This is a big call to arms. These guys have gone above and beyond. They have really, really pulled this together. I just wanted to mention, if you go to groups.google.com, there's a group called NT-Engine, the NooBTooB engine, NT-Engine. You can join that. That is where they're doing all their organizing now, because it's a little bit difficult to organize a product on a forum.
Yes.
But these Google groups, it's there. People can upload files. They can discuss stuff. So this is where the shit is happening. Please contact Trick on the forums if you guys can do art. Chip in. Let's make Noobical happen.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes, so each week I'd like to feature the NooBTooB arm in the show. If you have a funny question, reviews of games, whatever, please give us a call.
Hell yeah. You can also contact us toll-free at 888-233-8480 or send your files to feedback@noobtoob.com. Also, be sure to post them as video responses on our YouTube channel.
Yes, please keep all the videos under a minute if you want to be featured on the show.
And don't forget the yow, bitches.
Yow.
So first up, we have Ricky. So he has a question about Dead Space.
What?
What up, NooBTooB? This is Ricky. I just heard that they're making a Dead Space 2 prequel, a downloadable Dead Space 2 prequel that you buy, and it's like a prequel to a game. Like, it's pretty big size, like, good game. Like, I'm not sure what... I think I heard you guys talking about this, but it's never really been done before. I heard they were supposed to do something like that, like, back when Fable 2 was coming out, and it was just some bullshit, like, pub mini game that you played for like $10. Do you think this is like a step towards downloadable, like, big games, or is this just another DLC money making bullshit? Like, I really don't know, but that's it. Yow.
So, be that as may, it is definitely DLC money-making bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it is. They're trying to get some cash.
But it looks a lot better than the Fable 2 DLC money-making bullshit, which was just basically an insult to the fans.
Yeah.
This one, I can't tell what it is.
Well, my understanding is, like, as you read the description about it,
Yeah.
it is it's a prequel, so it's in between Dead Space and Dead Space 2, so setting up the story.
Right.
But it follows some sort of choose-your-own...
I call it more an interstitial than a prequel. That seems like...
Yeah. Prequel to 2.
Yeah.
Which one was, but... Huh?
So there's like 3 puzzle mini games in it.
Which, I don't remember playing that many mini games in Dead Space, did you? Like, I mean, there was stuff where, like, you were shooting the basketball, you were doing that kind of stuff.
I don't know. It's hard to say. And then so there's 3 puzzly games, and then there's a choose-your-own-adventure style story where you're just basically picking paths, and there's 4 different endings, and each ending unlocks something in Dead Space 2.
Which is kind of neat.
It is kind of
neat. I like
neat.
the idea, but it's just like, do I get to cut Necromorph's arms off?
Doesn't sound like it,
Because, like, I don't want, like, ooh, here comes Isaac, he's going to a thing. Should he drink this potion?
Should he shit his pants?
Yeah.
Should he go north?
Like, right,
You see a Gru.
It is dark.
There are many twisty passages, all like...
The answer is Babelfish.
That's always Babelfish.
But no one's going to get any of that.
Doesn't
But yeah, so... like, that's the thing. I mean, like, if in my dreams it is Isaac going in his ship and finding some stuff and some Ishimura stuff, whatever, like, you know, he's doing some random stuff, cutting bitches for about, say, like an hour or two.
Right.
$10, sure.
Yeah.
I'm done. Down.
Yeah.
I will pay for it.
So it doesn't sound like it's that.
Yes.
As it gets closer, I want to read a little bit more about it before I want to decide if I want to shell out money for it or not. Like, I still want to do it because I love Dead Space 2. Like, I really would like, or I love Dead Space. I would really like to support it. But if it's going to be some bullshit, like, and if the unlockables are like, you get a purple suit, I'm like, you eat my dick. You know, like, I don't care about that.
I also don't want it to be unlocking something that makes the beginning of the game too easy. Right. Like, you get the level 5 suit.
Exactly.
Right. Like, fuck that. Like, I actually want to play the game like how it's made to be played.
So I think what they should work towards is basically pre-DLC. Like, what they should do is they should finish the game, have the game ready to ship, and what they do is, like, a month before the game comes out, they give you a level. They give you like kind of.
Let me give you a counter argument to that.
Okay, all right.
Because when you talk about like that, it's like, well, that's what demos are, and demos are free. Why are they now charging for demos? So right, like you gotta look at it, and you gotta say like, okay, well, demo 30 minutes of enjoyment. Like if I'm gonna pay $5 or $10 for it for something that is essentially is an advertisement for the next game, you better give me some value. And
Now you make a very good point.
Right?
Like you make a good point when you describe it that way. I would just rather them put out a very good demo. I get excited. I buy the game.
yes.
But that doesn't give them an additional revenue source.
Yes. So you can understand. But imagine this: you buy the demo for $10, or sorry, the DLC for $10. You hate it.
Yeah.
So now you're no longer buying the game, but they somehow got $10 off you.
Yeah. So, well, but I mean, it's better than getting $10 than 60, right? So it's like it's I don't know. It's hard to say.
It's hard to say, but like to me, like I like the way Capcom is doing it. Capcom is saying like I'm going to make a day zero, and it's like a full experience. I believe it's going to be multiple hours, hopefully.
And for example, with Tomb Raider, they're now calling it Lara Croft Flibbity Gibbet.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's like a fucking 2D platformer. Like they're doing.
It's a totally different game.
It's a whole game, but it's a downloadable. So they're basically what they're doing is they're trying to build the brand is as if they made a separate Dead Space 2 game, but it was like a spaceship shooter or something. So I mean, it all rests on whether the game's actually good or not.
Yeah.
But I mean,
if the game's good and it's worth $10, then we'll totally recommend it. I actually hope that DLC has a trial.
Oh my god! Right? Oh my god! I'm getting a headache. Oh my god, that's so meta. It's like I want a demo of the DLC before the game.
I'm going to pay $10.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Wow, that would be hilarious if they actually had that. So we have time for one more quick call from Top Hat.
Hey Tobin, hey Yuzo, it's Top Hat 666 from New York City. Just wanted to call in with some good news and bad news. The bad news first, not going to make it to PAX this year, school stuff, but making some money too. But that's pretty much it. But also, the good news though, Move is going to be, they're going to package in the Move wand, the camera, with Time Crisis, as well as the re-release version of Time Crisis 4 and some other Dead Storm pirate game or something. But it's 3 light gun games with the Move mode, with the Move controller and the camera all in one. Doesn't that sound awesome? I think it's going to be like $100. Pretty much, you're covered though. Yow.
Some of that data sounds suspect.
Hold on, so let me make this right. Camera?
Yeah.
Move mode. Did you also say the Chuck too?
He said Subchuck. I don't buy that. I don't
and
buy
a game.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
I don't buy it.
That's too much.
However, we know for $99 they're doing the camera, the Move mode, and whatever, some game.
A game.
So if you replace that Time Crisis, guess what? I'm buying that package.
Fuck yes, I'm buying that
Done.
package. I will buy that package day of launch. Like, that is the perfect way to get me into, because otherwise it'd be like, yeah, you can get the Move mode and you can play Tiger Woods 2000. I was like,
Brunswick Bowling.
I don't care. Yeah, it's like, and I don't care about their Wii Sports ripoff. I don't care about whatever their bullshit they're doing. But Time Crisis, I will buy day of launch. I will buy that shit.
And seriously, like, think about it, like $60. That's
for
a game. 99, so another $40, but I get Time Crisis 4 and another game
for the move mode.
And I never bought Time Crisis 4, so it's just like I get so much freaking entertainment. Yeah. So that would be an amazing deal if it truly exists.
Yeah, I hope that it actually
I should
exists.
check Amazon to find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Today.
When is the move coming? Did they announce or is that not? Is it
September-ish?
Okay, so
I think
it's before Christmas.
Yes,
I guess both of them are probably going to try.
Yeah, but a few months before Connect. So.
Okay.
All right. We're going to get it anyways.
Of course. But
now this is like,
I'm buying that package. That is the package I want.
That's right.
So I think that's all the time we got.
That's right.
So that is our show for the week, bitches. Check out our website at NooBTooB.com and participate in the forums by clicking the community tab at the top of the front page.
Yes, and if you're watching the video on YouTube, there's a subscription button kind of over here. And also rate the video with a like by clicking on Tobin's right thigh-ish area.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you click the thumbs down button, it actually shocks your genitals, so don't do that.
No.
Just click the thumbs up button, which gives you free blowjob.
The 4 people that did it, they don't have penises anymore. It's really sad.
It is sad.
For last week's episode.
It is sad. So don't do that.
Nope, that's all for this episode. I am Yuzo Watanabe.
And I am Tobin Kozai. Audio engineering for NooBTooB is done by Range Involuntary Manslaughter Strunk. Thanks for listening.
Be safe, man. Be safe.
We'll see you next week. We're out! Tobin has no idea that there is an axe murderer in his bathroom waiting to cut his head off. Waiting to cut his head off.
and then
And then
like skull,
fuck his-
fuck a skull.
Waiting to use it, like skin him and use his skin as a condom, or like waiting to cut his head off and have his way with his throat.